Hi, it's 3 in the 303. Jenny D, Tammy Oakland, Kathie J with Cozy 101.1. And, you know, every day our goal is to help pick you up, make you feel good. And I feel like right now people need it so much more because even though we are a bunch of goofy and we, you know, make the best of it,
right?
The blahs are happening to like everybody right now. I don't know if it's Mercury's fault, retrograde.
That's still going until the 20th. I can't take no more of the Mercury.
You two have this laundry list, the Metro, the blah, blah, blah. And it's really like, we have to remember, even though we have had such a mild winter, this is usually the time coming where we would be coming out of winter, getting ready for one last huge winter storm where we would be like, I'm so sick of this. And I feel like our bodies are still feeling like we should be saying that.
Time change.
We're
like
waiting
I'm
exhausted.
for it. Blood moon, that was on my birthday.
See, that's
I
what
told
she
my
was
friends who's like
mentioning.
into all that woo-woo stuff. And I was like, yeah, I just feel angry, like I feel blah, like I'm depressed, like and we don't eat like when we get that way, our personalities, we don't usually stay in that zone.
No, you
Right.
can't stay
It's
there
not
too
fun.
long.
But it's hard right now. Like I'm just trying to get out of bed some days where you're just like,
Well, we may not have had the winter and the snow that's keeping us in, but good Lord, we've had the wind and everything else that's keeping us from going outside and enjoying
Did
the
you last night?
outdoors. So
the wind.
my kids, my dog, everybody's in my bed. I'm like,
Of
Yeah.
course they
guys,
are.
then they all fall asleep, and I'm sitting there listening to it whistle and listen to them snore. One of them farted on me. It was fantastic.
So it's the tired block.
Your family
exhaustion.
doesn't need any kind of excuse to crawl in your bed. You and your boundaries,
Yeah.
you know, like it is like lights out, going to mom's bed. Like
Snuggle them as long as you can.
I know,
there
that's
is
how I
that.
do
Snuggle them as
There
long
is
as you
that,
can.
right.
Yeah.
But if you don't let them in bed, they're just going to keep coming down with a
I'm
trumped up
scared.
excuse.
I
It's
heard
like,
this
no.
noise.
Yeah.
Right.
Like
totally.
there's a noise up there. No, there wasn't.
Right.
Like,
And you're like, I'm tired. Get in bed.
Just turn the
Right.
tables on them when they get older and they start not wanting to snuggle. Then Mama goes to their room.
Yeah.
I heard a noise. Can I come sleep with
I had a
you?
bad dream.
Heard a
Watch
bad
how
dream.
fast they kick you out.
Mom, can you get me some water, please?
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
That would be funny.
The wind has been a nightmare this season to the point where, and I think the wind, and I've talked about this on the air, it's my least favorite element. Like
Yeah.
I get violent in the wind,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, it's the
and
hair.
It's that. And it's actually literally, I had to look it up because I was talking about it so much. It's a sensory issue that some people do not like all of this happening. And with this happening, it throws you off to the point where you can't focus. It's a real thing. So
Yeah.
so the wind is
and
not
then
good.
the fire dangers and the anxiety that comes along with that
There's
now.
that. Thank goodness they got that put out.
Oh,
that
yeah.
fire
Oh, my
up
gosh.
north. Yes.
I know.
And then
Did you notice like the smoke and stuff? And that's from Nebraska's fires. Nebraska's got a bunch of wildfires that are burning, and
Yeah.
the smoke with the wind is coming to us.
I didn't
Yeah, that
know
one
that.
by Lake McConaughey's like breaking my
I'll have to
heart.
Google it
Yeah.
after. I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's because I just know because I went outside. I'm like,
What's happening?
My-
Smoke, never.
yeah,
If you have
'cause
any
your eyes are
sensitivities.
red and
So yeah, I mean, we're still cooped up. It's been
So
a
that's
nice
why. So
warm
it's
winter. I'm
normal.
like, I'm ready to get outside.
It has helped. It was a horrible week of changing with the daylight savings time, but it has helped being darker.
It is,
getting
yeah.
later. That has been helpful at night when I
Yeah.
get home,
said
especially
no
me.
morning show host.
I know for you. I was gonna say that's what I said for
like,
me.
like there's a crack of light coming through my blackout curtain.
I used to hate that doing mornings, like because everybody's still outside at like 10 o'clock at night, and you're like, "Be quiet! I was going to bed. I have to be up at 4. Count them 4 hours."
You do get really good at math. And you're like, all right, if I fall asleep right now, I've got
Yeah.
4 hours and 38 minutes.
Yes,
that I
you
just, like,
true.
yep.
You do get like that. You're right with math.
Yeah, but now with the time change, I'm loving it because now instead of wanting to like crawl in bed and pull the covers over my head at 6, it's 7. 6, 7.
6, 7. That's done now, isn't it?
Yes, huh?
The kid said it's done,
That was
right?
so last
no,
year.
here's the thing. I can't get my 12-year-old to stop. Like everything,
Really?
she doesn't do it as much, but it's still, if that opportunity's there, it's 6, 7. If the bus is in front of us and they are bus number 1067, she's pointing it out. Like
Aw.
it's still there. You know, it's all about whatever's on TikTok.
Whatever's
So,
trending.
If you are
Yeah.
stressed out, apparently these are the new thing for kiddos, the little dumplings.
Yes.
blows my
And
mind.
Steve, who does a show with me in the mornings, he works at Five Below, and
Yeah.
he says whenever they get a shipment in, people call all the time and come in for these every time.
Yep.
And they usually only last about an hour once they open for the day when they're in there.
So this is my question:
It's
why has
sticky and
Steve?
gross.
Why
Why is
has
it
Steve
sticky?
not volunteered
To bring us some?
Bring us some.
Well, he
Has
got
he
some for
offered?
his stepdaughter.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
but he didn't say. Let me.
Well, I don't know. My kids call him Stephanie, so that might be why.
Yeah.
I'm like, my kids like to roast him a little bit.
We need to remind your kids words matter. Stop calling Steve Stephanie.
I mean, I just don't understand it. It's always something.
Here's the thing. You didn't hear what happened to me.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, first of all, back up because I was completely oblivious to what these even are and what you're holding.
Yes.
So until she told me.
Got a
So
hole
walk
in
this.
it.
Lovely.
Oh, that's where the one was with the hole.
What cleanup?
What is it?
What cleanup?
What is it? What is it? That's the thing. It's like, what is
it's
inside
like,
that?
So
That's
literally, it is okay.
Well, it's
these
so sticky.
things, right?
Yeah.
So this is of course what kids love. Anything that's a sensory issue,
Yes.
a squishy,
Fidget.
yeah, all
Yeah.
of it, the fidgets, and then eventually they love to poke them and see what fills them, and it's usually some sort of really weird goo.
Yeah, hopefully it's
or
something
a
safe.
glue. What?
Hopefully it's something safe.
Yeah, right. Well, I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's probably giving us cancer. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
The worst are the
Well,
ones that have the
point
little
is-
beads in them because when you pop those, little beads go everywhere.
Well,
and
and
there's little
so
gel beads.
There's something new that I just saw on TikTok
What?
too, where I don't know if you like. There's a teacher that says kids are bringing something similar to class and cutting them open, and it's like a stretchy stuff that doesn't come out. And so I'm like, be careful,
yeah.
kids.
We
do
actually
not cut
just
things
got that
open.
email from my daughter's school. Like, we understand because my older one does have genuine like anxiety, like really. So when the school counselor was like, "Hey, here's something that we can try. Try one of these little tiny cubes or whatever else."
Right.
So, but now it's become a thing where everybody's bringing them. It's
Right.
starting arguments.
So
People
it's
are like,
toys and
yeah. So it's basically a
Yes.
toy rather than what it was
Yeah.
originally meant for.
a sensory issue for,
Yeah.
to help kids. So this became something online where they were like, you have to have this. Now, if we were outside in normal sunlight, this would turn pink, and that one I think turns purple. So they're colored. You know, so the goo in there is like some sort of color.
Okay.
And there's different versions. Some of them are glitter. Some of them are rainbow. Some of them, right? And you don't
course
know
there
which
is.
one you're going to get at whatever Five Below.
Of course.
So this is what happened to me. You ready? So I am that parent. The girls had me out one day and we went everywhere. Five Below, Barnes and Noble, Walmart, Target. We went everywhere, and everywhere we went, they were gone or they had been robbed. Like, so all of the boxes were there, but everything was missing.
Wow.
Like Barnes and Noble, literally like six open boxes, and all these were gone. And I was like, does no one walk back here? What is happening?
It's just a stress
Right.
ball.
And
This
it's-
is what this one to me, I'm like,
totally, but it's on TikTok.
Yeah, well,
and so they
that's true.
retail for $5.99, and right now people are selling them for $25. Okay, so and if you get the glitter one, people are they're $300 online. Why? When who would buy that? So let me get back to the story. So there I am. So they tell me it's coming on Monday at 10. So Monday at 10, I'm there, and as I'm sitting, I pull up in the parking lot at 9:50, and there's a guy with like a teenage daughter or niece or whatever, and they're sitting outside of the Five Below door. Then I'm waiting, and all of a sudden, a mom with her little 10-year-old in the Tesla pulls up, and I'm like, well, I got to beat the Lululemon chick, so I guess. So then I'm like so then we're in line, and everybody seems cool. The guy comes out, he puts the stuff out, then he goes back in at 10 a.m. He opens the doors. Tesla girl is in front of us. I don't know why, but there are 2 bins of these, 24 in each bin. So there's 48 of them, right?
Okay.
So the girl in front of me, the Tesla girl, she takes 6. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to take 6. I'll take 6. Seems like a good number. My girls, they get 2 friends, So then the guy behind me takes the entire crate. He takes 24 of them.
wow.
And so I go, really? You don't want to leave some for some other kids? And as I'm saying that, there are more parents pulling up that got the message that they would be there at 10 a.m. And he comes back at me and he says, they don't have a limit on them, and you should mind your own business. And I go, okay, cool. And then he continues, because I'm checking out. I'm like, cool,
I got my 6, I'm done, yeah.
And so he then continues to tell me how he's a collector and he's going to teach her how to be a collector, and she's going to sell these online, and she's got all these followers. And so finally I say, good for you, because he won't shut up.
Yeah.
And you know what he does? Oh, Did you hear something? Is somebody talking? I didn't hear anybody.
Oh, God.
And so I'd had enough. And by now, and I go, dude, you obviously were talking to me. There's 6 people in here, and I'm the only one having a conversation.
Yeah.
Like, I was mad.
We're all thinking about it. We all think you're a jerk.
Right.
But,
And so then he says, I didn't ask you, Karen.
Oh.
And so then I stopped, and I said, that's not my name, and that's not the situation. I was asking you to be better. And then I got my little dumplings, and I walked out. So here's the thing. So at the end of the day, though, maybe I should have gotten the whole thing and then taught my daughter how to become a commerce kind of situation. Like it's a hustle.
but I feel like
it's a hustle situation. And
But
don't
it's also
you want
to the
your
point where
kids-
you want your child to be considerate of other
Yes.
people.
Have
You
some
say that,
compassion.
but then I was thinking, well, so this girl, if they're selling for 25 a piece and she paid 6 a piece, she's definitely making a pretty
Yeah.
penny. And who am I to knock her hustle? Because I got shoes that were bought out of a car trunk, So I'm just like, for some reason, something in me was just mad that this dude was gonna do that when he was taking.
Yeah.
It was almost one of those situations where he was like, meet me outside and you can buy it from me.
Ugh.
And I was just like,
I think for me, the reaction is what's more offensive to me. Because you're right. It can go both ways.
But
It's
every
like,
single
if they
person in
don't-
that line or saw him do that was like, this guy's a jerk.
yeah,
that's
they
what
all were
I'm-
saying that, but then think about it again. It's a hustle. It's the
But
art
you got to
of
be
the-
scared saying stuff
Right,
to people like that because
right,
it could
right.
have escalated to the parking lot
Right.
because obviously he has no morals.
Yeah. And if the
Right.
store didn't have a limit,
He was a little
know.
surprised when I stood back and looked him in the eye and was like,
Yeah.
I was asking you to be better. Because I was like, where am I going to go from here? Because that's
Right.
the honest truth. I just wanted you to share with some of the people. And so I went out to the car, and some people were pulling in, and there was a mom, and she was taking her sweet time. And I go, you better get in there, because there's a guy buying all of them.
Yeah.
And she was like, ah! So, but then,
That's frustrating.
if Five Below, you could tell that the people didn't care. They just want them gone.
Yeah.
The employees, they're all like
Yeah.
Steve with their attitude. Like, I'm just going to be honest. Like, he could,
He could care too,
so
yeah.
they just want him gone. So
Yeah.
it's like, if they didn't put a limit on it, who am I to police it?
Right.
And so I really learned a big lesson.
but his reaction, though, is what I'm saying.
Oh, no, his
is-
reaction
is
was a
completely. Yeah, that's ridiculous. Seriously, this dude.
Over that.
Let's get a
Right.
life. Let's get a life over that.
Well, I just
but-
feel like the lesson that you're teaching your child at that point is not okay.
right.
Well, that's the
With
thing.
not only the hoarding,
Yeah.
okay,
Oh,
and being that person. No
Yeah.
offense, not you.
The collectors.
You're my favorite hoarder.
The
My favorite
collectors,
hoarder.
right? Like he's a
I'm
collector.
about to go all Karen on this one.
Well, I don't think you went Karen. I think you were like, and that's the thing is,
Yeah.
when you say something that people don't want to hear,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, Karen.
I know.
Yeah, they love
It
that.
drives me crazy.
And I'm like, that's not a Karen moment.
You know,
this
it
is
was-
a teaching moment for you. Obviously, your parents didn't teach you, so I'm trying to teach a child.
When I brought it up to all the guys at the sports station, because I came in, I was like, you're not going to believe what happened to me and stuff. And it was so good because all of them, I go, well, what about the hustle and blah, blah, blah. And then more or less all of the men there in the sports station were saying, I would teach my daughter how to have a real job and get an education and learn how to climb the ladder that way. I wouldn't teach her to start hustling.
There are good men out there.
So I was like, you're right. That is, But the best also, when I talked about it on the air and I made the Karen comment, I had Karens call up that were mad about the Karen. Because they can't, one lady doesn't
can't
even
shake the
use
name,
her
yeah.
name anymore. She doesn't even
That
use
breaks my
Karen.
heart.
And she was like, and I'm a very nice person. But she goes, so maybe next time someone says Karen, instead of saying, that's not my name, that's not what this is about, she goes, maybe you could say, it doesn't matter if my name is Karen or Kevin. What you're doing is wrong.
As soon as you went, this is my brain, and I'm sorry, but as soon as you went, that's not my name, I started going, they call me Stacy. They call me. That's not my name.
No, that's not my name. But kind of, and
Yeah.
it triggered me
Oh, yeah.
to stand
Because,
back and be like,
yeah.
stop throwing it around like that. This isn't that kind of a situation.
No.
You can't just all of a sudden start crying.
Because somebody
wolf.
says you didn't.
Yeah,
I
because
know.
I'm
Something you didn't like.
Because I'm calling out your morality, so yeah. Yeah. So, anyways, but
That's
again,
insane.
Plus, your hair definitely not in that cut. You see this haircut? That's not
me. That's
But
not
I
my
do
cut.
feel bad for people that are named Karen. I do,
know.
100%.
I do too.
Well, there was a split second online where they were starting to come after the Tammies. They're like, the new Karen is a Tammy, and I went, don't even go there. And it dropped quick.
you're like, I say we stick to Karen.
I know. Sorry, Karen, but
All of a sudden she comes in, I'm changing my name to T.
yeah, exactly.
Time for tea.
Exactly. Tea time.
But I hope that we can make you laugh and realize that everything is just crazy right now, and the more you can just center on the fact that it's life and you just have to push through it, the better off. you're
And
gonna
as
be.
a parent, if you can find joy, and I mean, this I think is silly. Don't get me
Oh,
wrong.
no, it's so
But
silly.
as someone who's raised a child who's gotten into these fads, there is nothing better than going on these hunts with your kids and getting all in with, like I
was
said,
fun.
ours was Ninja Turtles. We had the Shopkins. We had all the things,
Shopkins.
the Pokemons, and that's what it's about for me. It wasn't so much like, oh, here's another tiny little like blender, but it was the experience of going out and looking for something fun for the kids.
That's my daughter
so,
now.
I mean, I
into.
do love
like,
that.
My
true.
older
I love
one,
that.
This
It
is
brought
definitely
joy.
something for her. The younger one wants Fugglers. Have you seen those?
The
I saw
Fugglers-
them at the big.
Fugglers-
So
Oh my gosh! Yesterday. I was at Costco and they have the giant ones, and I almost
No,
got
just
one
go
for
get
you.
the little Fuggler that goes on your keychain.
these are big
Avery
ones.
had the
Oh, yeah.
Fuggler like
You
last
should
year.
have let me know. Why didn't you
No.
text me? You know she's been wanting that forever.
What?
I'm not
She
enabling.
wants a Fuggler?
No, I'm kidding.
Yes,
You
Yes,
can
does
get
she
them
really
anywhere.
want?
What is
Yeah.
what is she looking for? A special Fuggler? What do we need to find?
I don't know.
The little guy? The
Well, I
big
can
guy?
go back.
Does she want this big guy?
It's right
What's
by my
happening?
house.
Okay.
The one with all the teeth? I mean, they're so
There's a lot of
gross.
Fugglers, but there's some unique Fugglers that are kind of
Right, so what do we
They're
need to
kind of
fun.
cute.
They're
They're so
kinda
ugly.
cute.
They're cute.
No.
Yeah. What is real quickly though? Because speaking of, because like
They look like
Sorry.
stuffed animals. that
I will
someone-
take care of you with the
someone
Fugglers.
So
But I have-
human teeth into.
I have noticed multiple times now when I've been out shopping, grown women with giant stuffed animals on their cart. I'm missing out on this one. I was going to look it up
Okay,
because I don't know what
it's
this is.
funny
Is this
you
a
say
purse
that.
or is this?
I don't know.
Have you guys seen
Is
it?
it a
Do you
big
have
bunny?
one?
Is it a
Do
big
you have
bunny?
one?
No,
I
well, the
don't know.
girls
They're
have a
just
big
big
bunny.
stuffed animals.
It's a big stuffed animal that's part of their.
Is it a purse though, or
They
what
have
is
a
this?
purse that's a big fuzzy stuffed animal.
Okay, but it's the thing. I saw multiple women out shopping with this, where the purse goes, and it's a big like stuffed something.
It's not a la bubble. It wasn't that.
I don't
It's,
know what it was, so I'm like, is this a new thing that I'm missing out on? But it was
watching
very
a TV show
bizarre.
and some lady was like carrying around an old school Cabbage Patch doll, like taking it on the plane and everything with her. And I was like, what's the story with that? How come they never explained that?
Emotional support Cabbage Patch doll.
Maybe.
So maybe you have emotional support stuffed animals.
I don't know, but it was like they all had the same thing though. So I
It's
was
a
like,
trend.
there's a new trend that I'm missing out on, and maybe it was the giant Fugglers. I don't know.
That's how you deal
But,
with applause.
Yeah,
You carry around
your stuffed animal.
I'm sorry if it helps. I'm not afraid of getting those looks. Like if I thought for a second, and if it's a purse, just hide some mommy drinks in there. Send it to the Costco.
You're like,
sip
you
it out
don't
the
want to
bottom
know.
end of it.
You don't want to know what's in Winnie the Pooh's poo.
If this is a trend, let us know because obviously we usually
Wait,
I'm
hear
usually
about
on
that.
it, but I'm like, should I be carrying around a stuffed animal right now?
Okay, well.
I feel like I have too many as it is.
Yeah, right.
I'm just
You
gonna
do.
steal one from my kid's bed.
Right, that's right.
Because I think what I'm gonna start doing, because we were talking about how the kids always climb into bed with me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait till they fall asleep, and then I'm gonna go sleep in their bed.
I've done that
works,
actually.
yeah.
I've disappeared in the middle of the night and gone and slept
Yeah.
in the
Play
kids'
a little
bed.
hide
That
and
was
seek.
yeah.
And then I'll get to lay in all the squishmallows and all the
It's
things that
been
they used to
nice.
have.
Yes.
That now they're like, oh, I don't want that anymore. I
Right.
want a Fuggler.
And then what do
Oh.
you do with those? Because you know how many Build-A-Bears I have, and I can't get rid of those because I spent too much.
Yeah. Well,
Well, oh my gosh, the
Not only that, but
Build-A-Bears
nobody
was the
takes
thing.
them anymore.
I know you can't give them anywhere because
my
nobody
God.
takes stuffed animals. But I'm like, I have
Don't worry,
like
your
Nobody
kids-
takes stuffed
your kid-
animals. I just donate some to Goodwill. Are we not supposed
Oh,
to
they
do
told me
that?
they wouldn't take them.
Oh, I did.
Did you hide them in a bag?
They were in a big
Oh, well, there you
black
go
trash
then.
bag.
There you
oh.
go.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If they know it's stuffed animals, they'll say no, no. no.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good to know. Glad I got rid of them.
No, I'm sitting there going, it's not a bad idea.
Yeah, I know.
Just start smuggling them out, like
least I was-
illicit drugs. Like,
At least I was told no.
It's the
so
chore of the mom,
I've got
man.
tubs of stuffed animals because it's like
And you
But
don't
I
want
mean,
to throw
some
them
of
away because
these-
you spent money on them
Right.
and
Well,
made
and then
memories.
Some of
And
these
then
are
you have
Star
the Toy
Wars
Story
or
memory.
Jurassic Park. You know,
that they're
yeah.
going to be going into an incinerator. I'd much rather know that they might be heading off to relive.
went Toy
in a-
Story
I did.
on it. Oh
I
my
did. Wouldn't you? That's why I could never get rid. I couldn't
know.
look in their eye. Like,
Think of the joy that they brought.
They
and
brought
you're just
so much
gonna
joy, Tim. You're
stick
just
them
gonna
and
go
cremate
throw
them.
away?
I don't know.
Right.
No, usually I just throw them to my dog. What? She gets to enjoy it too. And then the kids, no wonder my kids have issues. Actually, now that makes sense. Things are starting to come together. They're like, Molly's Funhouse outside has all of these dead stuffed animals.
Oh my gosh.
That
There's
was
a Barbie head
The
buried in the
ones that she used to
backyard.
love. The dolls they used to love. They watch their heads get
She's
ripped
just
off.
sitting there flexing on them. Like,
by Sid,
Oh my gosh.
Sid the vicious dog. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, yeah, see, find your laughter
There you
wherever
go.
you can.
You got to. You got
and
to.
we definitely are here for you guys to help pick you up, make you feel good. I hope you have a great weekend. Be safe if you're going to be going out and doing any of the St. Patrick's Day fun. Come see us at the parade. And Kathie's going to be holding a giant leprechaun stuffed animal.
Do you think?
We should do that. Oh,
No.
we already got Steve to get a kilt.
You were serious about that.
It's
wasn't.
coming today.
Steve is. Steve ordered it.
Okay, let's
wearing
do
a
it.
kilt.
All right.
I told him he has to wear shorts underneath it, though, no thong.
Was that
It's
even
gonna
an
be windy.
option?
That's what he
It's
said.
gonna be windy. Oh lordy, lordy,
Something's not right about Steve.
lordy, lordy.
Bye, guys. He said he was going to wear